Hi, everybody. Welcome to the new normal. I'm your host, Lisa Davis, aka Light Queen Lisa, and we've got Johnny coming on with us today. There's a lot going on in crypto. We were going to talk some health stuff, so I might ask him a couple questions at the end, but we're going to tell you what's going on in crypto because there's lots of movement. So we'll be right back with Johnny Litecoin. We're back on the new normal. Johnny, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you doing this week?
It's crazy and it's pouring rain right now. So I hope everybody can hear me okay. There's been like a lot of thunder too. So you might get a little Oklahoma weather in the background.
We got nice weather here, which means I have to do some watering or something later.
Make up for it one way or the other.
Water the plants.
Water the plants. That's a good thing to do. Yeah, there's been a lot of between the solar or the lunar eclipse and the supermoon and the energies from space and the weird news coming out about flying triangles and all kinds of crazy things. I'm just like, let's all stay home this weekend and have a nice Memorial weekend peacefully. I don't know. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, usually on the where I'm from in Jersey, Memorial weekend's usually a big at least when I was like a kid, Memorial weekend's big. Like you go what we call down the shore. If you're if someone's from Jersey area or like this area, if they say they're going to the beach, they're not. That's how you could tell a fraud. If they say I'm going down the shore, that's so that's kind of like down the shore was big. It was Memorial weekend. That was like the big kickoff. I know people that used to like work out only for Memorial weekend, and then they would like stop working. Which we're talking about health. Supposed to be talking about health today. That's not very healthy.
I know we were going to talk about health today. There's so much happening in crypto, but I did want to pick your brain because I got the COVID chub, and we're going to Miami next weekend for shitcoin. And so I have like been walking 3 to 6 miles a day. I've been watching what I'm eating, staying away from carbs. I'm not willing to give up the alcohol.
Okay.
What can I do in the next week to kind of give me a little trim? What would be the most efficient or effective thing?
Here's what I've seen work the best, and it's actually pretty easy to do. And it's and I've been doing it, and I got pretty cut up from doing it. It's like the intermittent fasting, but I do it modified, where I don't eat every day until noon.
Okay.
And then at noon I eat, and I try to avoid sugar in my earlier meals. So what happens is, the second you eat sugar, your body starts craving sugar. You start craving more sugar and more sugar. It's very addictive. That's when people their glucose is low or this or that, and they need to eat. They got a headache. They're not feeling good if they don't eat.
Because they don't have their drug.
Yeah. You get past that at a certain point, and then by not eating, you feel fine. You actually feel better. And the concept behind this fasting, I did a lot of research on it. You don't want to restrict your calories. And that's actually a bad way to look at like dieting when you're restricting your calories. How you get behind the fasting is you're eating your same calories, I guess. You're just doing it in a shorter period of time. So I guess the body's like designed to like go periods of time and not eat, and that's why people store fat in certain places, and like people store fat lower generally than up higher because it's all for be like dynamic or whatever, aerodynamic when you walk or whatever word I'm looking for. So I would say, Lisa, just try to do like where you do a little bit of the fasting stuff and avoid sugar, and you'll see a big little cut come in and trim fast.
Interesting. No, I did not get the jab. Somebody's lost their mind in the.
I think it might have sounded like that quick because you know.
Oh, I said the chub. I'm sorry. I apologize.
People are like, ah, what happened? They got to her.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, Beer and Chicken Wings, for bringing that up. No, they did not get to me. That is
Tom
not
says,
happening.
get your sugar from fruit. Yeah, Tom's right. You want to avoid a lot of stuff has added sugar in it. So my breakfast every morning, which there is no food really because I do this fasting every morning. But
yeah,
what I do, I drink a double espresso. I have a Chaga tea.
So that's coffee, and espresso has milk in it, doesn't it?
No, I don't add milk.
Okay.
I don't add milk. The only thing I do eat in the morning, I'll eat celery with a jalapeno hot sauce on it. And that really gets the, because a lot of diets even add in cayenne pepper and stuff. Something about this jalapeno hot sauce, it gets me like, there's something getting chiseled.
Interesting. I saw an ad for, I think it's called Super Beets. It's talking about all the health benefits of beets.
Yeah.
And
beets are very healthy. Beets are very good for the blood flow.
Okay.
Beets are very good to eat before you work out. It's kind of like a vasodilator. Like it'll expand the blood vessels. Like kind of has like there's a supplement that's like NO2 or like where like arginine kind of has the same.
Okay.
Where it's good for your blood flow. So beets kind of are very good for your blood flow. Beets, I was eating a lot of beets a few years ago and I was drinking like a beet juice. It was I haven't done it recently. It kind of went, the trend in my diet's been to go away from sugar early. And now I'll eat my, like, I love yogurts and I love like refrigerated like protein bars. I sell them in like the cold section of the grocery store, and they're kind of like healthier. They're gluten-free, they're healthier, but those have sugar in them. I'll eat those later in the day. And again, my concept is if you're not eating it earlier in the day, you're avoiding it for longer and you're not craving it as much. So they always tell us, oh no, avoid carbs and stuff at night. And I always thought about it, well, they're always misleading us. And then you're in yourself. You eat them all day. You're sitting there at night like, ah! So I enjoy myself at night, and I'm strict during the day.
Interesting. Yeah.
I got veins popping out like everywhere.
I know. You look great. And so I'm like, all right, I'm going to pick Johnny's brain because whatever I'm doing, like I tried, lifting weights, and I think that's part of it is that I'm getting older and losing muscle mass. And so I think I need to do that's part of it. And then my thyroid's all jacked up, so that's not helpful. But C60 is supposed to help with that. So I'm take my C60.
I'm on C60 as well.
With my Purple Power.
I just ordered some from actually my shipment came in today.
Oh,
I got
cool.
a link, and I got I actually bought the one in avocado oil % off, I think. So I got the double sized bottle, the one that's normally like
this big, or the big one.
Yeah, I think I got the the one that's 4 mLs. It's like a double sized bottle.
Oh, okay. I think that's.
It's normally $97.
Yeah.
But I think is that one 2 ml or 4 ml?
This is 4.
4.
It's
okay,
just hard to tell the size on the camera.
Hard to tell the size. So whatever one was like $97. Normally I get that one in coconut oil, but I got this one in avocado oil because they had a sale on it on the site. So everybody, if you're into C60, use Lisa's link and take advantage, I guess, of that. Try the one in avocado oil, C60s.
And the avocado oil is easier on your stomach, right? Isn't that part of the reason that they have
Uh,
avocado oil?
I've been doing the one. I initially did the one in avocado oil. Then I switched to the coconut oil one, and now I just bought the avocado one because I go through a lot of C60 and it was on sale, so I figured, well, what? I'll save a few bucks.
There you go.
Johnny's always looking for a deal, guys.
I get it. I get it. Beer and Chicken Wings says C60 avocado tastes best. So there's a link in the description. If you guys buy your Purple Power C60 from me, or through my link, then I get a little kickback at the end of the month. That helps support the show. So it's all very good. It's all very good. Yeah, I was wanting to.
And my general thing on like dieting and stuff is more just like trends. I'm not a cleanse guy, although I'm not against. I'm for some people cleansing, right? Like me, I wouldn't really be a candidate to cleanse. I'm already cleansed.
Right. You don't eat bad stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And for me, it'd be like, well, I'm already like doing this as like a lifestyle. I don't need to like do periods where I'm so strict. But for some people, the kickstart cleanses are good. But I'm not a guy that's like super strict. It's just healthy trends. And it's like, hey, if you blow it once in a while, don't feel bad. Just get right back on track. You know what I mean? When you are more cleansed and you eat cleaner, you don't want to eat the bad food. So it's like the bad foods are addictive. So once you break the habit of that and you eat cleaner, you don't feel good when you eat bad stuff. I'll give you a good example. I met a friend at the mall last week. We were going to get something at Chick-fil-A. I actually like Chick-fil-A, the grilled nuggets, and they have like a kale salad. So to me, that's perfect for me. I don't drink soda. I'll get the grilled nuggets and like a kale salad, and I'll use like the sauces or whatever. But I don't know, the line was long at Chick-fil-A. So I said, let's go to this Thai place. Normally, I love Thai food. Well, not at the mall where it's kind of like fat.
Oh, yeah.
And the chicken they had was in kind of like a sauce, and it definitely had some gluten in it, and I eat gluten-free. So I was like hit up.
Miserable.
I was like, and I was drinking Chaga. Actually, I think Chaga helps in those situations. Chaga, when you first start drinking Chaga tea, people's stomachs will hurt a little bit.
Oh.
Actually, the Chaga mushroom going to work, and it's kind of attacking what's in your stomach that's bad. And after time drinking it, you won't feel any. Not that it hurts your stomach. It kind of tickles your stomach. Your stomach will feel a little uneasy at first.
Okay.
And then, so my thing is, if you eat something bad, a Chaga tea right away, just let the Chaga go in and like pound it out.
Knock it out.
C60 Chaga. Get it out.
There's something else. I can't remember what it's called, but one of my girlfriends is a bodybuilder, and she's recommended this, and she said it helps with like inflammation of your body. It's like curcumin or curcumin, something like that. Have you heard of like an anti-inflammatory? I don't know. It's in the other room, so I don't have it here.
Yeah, it's on the tip of my tongue.
And she said she also used dandelion root when she was
turmeric.
cutting.
Is it turmeric or no?
Oh, I don't know. It doesn't say turmeric. That's not the. It's like it's a brand, so I guess.
Okay, gotcha. Dandelion's popular. Only stuff I'm on is vitamin D.
Okay.
C, liposomal vitamin C. I have zinc. I'll take zinc. I don't take zinc all the time. Zinc's kind of more the thing. Like zinc's like if you feel like you were like exposed to something, maybe you feel like you're getting like a little cold, you just feel a little under the weather. Zinc's good to take then. I take this arginine, which is good for your blood flow. And then I do my Chaga tea. I do a couple cups of Chaga a day.
Really?
No overdosing on Chaga. And remember, some people don't know how to take Chaga right. Don't buy it in a capsule. Don't add it to a shake. You make it into a tea. The water needs to be hot. So what I do, I use my Keurig machine, And I have the Chaga tea bags and I have the loose grinds. I buy the main Chaga brand. And sometimes I add it to coffee, but a lot of times I just make it just by itself and I just let the hot water hit it. And I just drink the tea with nothing in it. I can drink it with nothing in it. And it's, but what, oh, curcumin is it, huh?
That's what, yeah, she had told me that that helps with inflammation in your body. Because I would notice that I'm like retaining water and stuff where, like I walked 3 miles a day and I come back and like take my socks off and like it looks like I still have socks on. My ankles are just like really, I don't know. I think some of it is the, more sedentary, staying home, not moving around as much. So I've been trying to really do that, but I don't
Okay,
know. I
good.
just feel like something's off.
Just,
But
just keep trying. I guess you got to, the thing is, you got to try what's right for you. I realize everybody's body is its own unique like code and everything. So everybody's magic key, and I guess everybody's private key to their body of like the magic formula that's going to work is going to be a little different. Like I can't eat gluten, and I didn't know it when I was younger, but now I realize it. Like my body's code does not want gluten. And now I look back, I had a lot of stomach problems when I was younger. Like when I was a little kid, I didn't when I was young. And then I started lifting weights. I was a really small kid. And I started lifting weights. Kind of, it's actually a cool story if you don't mind if I tell you guys real.
yeah, no, I'd love to hear.
Kind of out of necessity. I kind of was at like a tough school and there was a lot of like fighting going on. And I got in some scuffles and I got kind of overpowered one day. They used to rob people in the bathroom at my school. And we were gambling during like study hall, like playing cards. And I was pretty good at the card games. I won money. And then this kid like overpowered me in the bathroom and I fought him back, but he was like this big gangster guy. And like, I couldn't like beat him up or do nothing. So very humiliating for a young Johnny at the time. And I was like, I got to do something. So that year for Christmas, my parents, like, I was like, what do you want for Christmas? I was like, weights. Like, what else do you want? I was like, supplements. What else? Magazines about weightlifting, books about weightlifting, nothing else. I remember so that Christmas, I got my weight set and I went to work building the weight set. Like, I guess this is how I've been my whole life with something. When I get something in my mind, I do it. I don't wait.
You've told me.
I started training that day and, I went to work training. So I started eating a real lot. So like I had to get big was in my mind. So this was in the 90s and it was like, get big, weight gain powder. And like, oh, the stuff was so horrible for you back then. My God. And I would, taking different supplements and all this crap. And my stomach would just like growl all the time. If sometimes you'd sit next to me, like in class, it would sound like a motorcycle was inside of me.
Oh my gosh.
And to me, this was normal. I was like, I'm getting big. This is the price you pay. Like, and
to meet a 17-year-old Johnny Litecoin.
Yeah, I had a Camaro. We used to ride with the convertible. We used to drive it, pick up chicks at the beach.
Oh, I can only imagine.
So like, I guess like what happened was my stomach kind of was messed up since then. And then I just kind of got used to living like that and got progressively worse through like my 20s. And it got to the point when I would eat certain stuff, I would like just really start hurting me. And then I coincidentally had arthritis that was starting as well.
So you're having all this inflammation in your body.
I didn't link any of it together. And I also, the straw that broke the camp, so I was willing to deal with the arthritis because family members have arthritis. I just said, well, that's what happens when you get old. And it got to the point where I was barely able to text. I could barely type anymore. The arthritis was bad. Like,
and that puts a damper on picking up chicks. So
Well, no, this was, I was
Motivation.
married and wasn't picking up chicks. I was in my, so it this was past those days of being a young 17-year-old punk. But so, and then psoriasis started. This was probably when I was in like my early 30s. I'm almost 39, so probably like 8 years ago or so, right?
Yeah.
And it started spreading like over my whole body. And that's when I really started like researching stuff. Never was a guy that ran out the doctors, because
Mm-hmm.
the medication for psoriasis is like, you watch the commercial on TV, it says it kills your immune system, it causes cancer, don't go to areas with tuberculosis, don't do this, don't do that. So I was like, I'm doing that. Like, so I started researching about gluten, and gluten came up as this thing that, hey, if you have arthritis and psoriasis, Paulie says, Johnny, collagen or whey protein, which is better? I personally been doing I'm not a big protein supplement guy anymore, or powder. I'd probably say to go with more of like a vegan protein. The whey protein used to bother my stomach, I noticed. So that's just,
I was gonna say I had it's been over a year now. I don't know when it was. Um, Went to a trainer, got a program, did the macro thing, and I was using these shakes that my husband uses, this Herbalife stuff. Well, it has casein protein in it, which I'm allergic to. I gained like 40 pounds in 2 months. It was insane. I had so much inflammation. I had like I would be just exercising, working out with the trainer, trying to do lunges across the gym, and I would be so winded I couldn't hardly breathe. And she's like, and I said, but my muscles are not tired. But I'm like, but it was all that fluid on my body
yeah, a
that I was
lot of these
having that.
proteins are garbage. I think like there's some more natural proteins. There's one that's like an organic natural protein. It's like a vegan protein. Like I'm not vegan. I eat meat, but just for the protein powder's sake,
Right.
I think this is something good to pick, like the
There's a company
choice or
called
whatever.
Arbonne that it's a network marketing thing that some of my friends are in, but they have a pea protein.
Oh,
Um,
pea protein. Yes, pea protein's excellent. Yeah,
yeah.
pea
So
protein
that's
is
supposed to be
excellent.
like less allergic reaction
Yep.
possibility. Yeah, that
Yeah,
way.
but again, I'm more like, I'd say like eat chicken as your protein if possible, and eat like I don't eat meat in every meal. I eat Paulie said I don't eat meat, so I'm looking for proteins.
Yeah. So that pea protein might be something good
Yep.
for you.
Yeah, check out that, Paulie. The like I said, like Lisa's talking about the pea protein. I've always noticed that doesn't bother my stomach. My stomach feels good. So I drink a lot of, like, I'll go to 7-Eleven. They have like, actually they sell like an organic protein drink, and I'll stop at some of these places that sell like some like more natural protein drinks, and I'm assuming it's like a pea protein in there. So I'll drink those, and I stop and get a lot of smoothies. I don't always add the protein though. I feel like I got so much protein when I was younger that I'm kind of like protein now. So I need more to like keep like cleansing.
Yes, yes. More veggies, more veggies. Yeah. I don't know. It's just for me, it's just been a different, and I know part of it is, I'm getting older, and so my body's definitely changing again, and things that used to work don't don't work,
Yeah,
and so
but bodies change. I mean, like I didn't have the psoriasis when I was younger, and it came out when I was older. And I'm actually thankful for this psoriasis. And people are like, "What?" And I tell them, I'm so thankful that I got the psoriasis because it made me change.
yeah,
Without that, I wouldn't have changed. I would have lived with not being able to barely text and barely type, and arthritis and all this terrible stuff. And but the everything, the psoriasis kicked me into action. I still have a little psoriasis because when you have it for so long, it kind of like scars. It's called like a plaque, I guess.
oh
Have
wow,
all those, but like I tell people, I'm not an underwear model, so it doesn't bother me if I have like a dry elbow now.
as long as the wife doesn't mind, you're good. Yeah,
It's I'm fine, it's everybody's, so it's but that's my health input, guys. And I guess the only last thing is the chaga tea. Just make sure you drink it as a tea. Make sure you steep it good. It's not a Lipton tea bag, the chaga.
Right. I was explaining to I was on a call earlier today with one of my patrons and was talking to him about, because we used to take the chaga capsules, and then you explained that it needs the heat to steep, just like marijuana needs to be heated. What do they call
Yes.
that? Decarbed.
Yeah.
So they heat it to about 200 degrees for the oils to activate and come out of the plant. And so it's the same thought. If you guys know or have any experience with medical marijuana or marijuana in general, you have to activate the plant. Otherwise, you could sit there and eat a marijuana plant.
Eating it doesn't do anything.
It wouldn't do anything to you.
You can eat a pound of it, and you're just gonna probably be thirsty from all the dry leaves going in.
Yeah.
You have to either smoke it or extract, like you said, extract the oil. Coincidentally, in something like this, we'll go into a little oil pen, and then you can do it as like a vape.
Yeah, but it's the same principle on the chaga, is that even though it's a mushroom, not a plant, or well, I guess that's still a
same
plant.
principle. Chaga, you have to make as a tea. You have to extract the so that's what you make it as a tea. You got to let it steep for like 15 minutes. You got to make sure the water gets hot. So I have a Keurig machine, but the water doesn't really get hot enough to really extract it to
Okay.
So I actually, after it comes out of the Keurig, I heat the coffee cup for about 1:20 at like power level 8, right? Or power level 9. The cup's hot after that. So take it out with like a cloth or like a cup holder. Then you let it sit for your 10 or 15 minutes. Then the water's optimally heated. Or some people aren't lazy like me and use a Keurig. They might just boil the water. But if you're lazy like me and you're using a Keurig, chaga tea bags can be found at the vitamin shop. Yeah, perfect, Paulie. Just make sure you let them, again, don't treat it like a Lipton tea. Lipton you could brew for a minute or two and start drinking it. Give this a good 10 or 15 minutes and really give it that heat. You can even do a test. Do a test with a tea bag. Do it at like water that comes out of a Keurig, and the water up and watch how much darker it gets. Watch how much you could see how much more it extracts out of there.
Interesting. Ooh, this is some interesting suggestion. Veggies, lectins are bad for you. I've heard that, talking about the nightshade vegetables and the ones with seeds in them. So like peppers, eggplant, things like that. I've heard that can cause inflammation too. But then he says, or she says, nose to tail diet, get minerals and vitamins you need from organs, liver, kidneys, etc. I'm out on that.
So I'm more focused
on supplements.
Kale, celery, my greens. That's my veggies I'm focused on. I did always love tomatoes. A lot of people say avoid those because of inflammation and stuff. I like obviously I love my jalapeno hot sauce. That's peppers in it. So on your celery. Yes, my thing is I love chickpeas. So my thing is it's got to be what works best for you. Try different things. They say you avoid avoid soy. Soy definitely is one thing that they say will bring, if you're a man, will bring down your testosterone level some. So try to avoid soy. I think the main thing is though getting people to avoid sugar and eating more vegetables, and they will feel tremendous. So I think that's my thing is people don't eat enough vegetables. Most of the American diet doesn't consist of vegetables. When they do eat vegetables, they're not raw vegetables. Like you shouldn't be really cooking the kale. You could. It takes a lot of the nutrients out of it. You should take raw kale and throw it in a blender. Throw a banana in there. Throw some coconut water in there. Throw some almonds in there. Throw some ice in there and blend it up. You got yourself an awesome smoothie.
Definitely. Speaking, and you could throw some C60 in there. We talked last week and said we were going to do a C60 giveaway. So I have a small bottle that was given to me by the crew at Purple Power.
Nice.
And this one is has an orange flavor, it says, which I haven't seen them have flavors really before. But
Interesting.
so I'm curious how we should do this. There's I could pull a Jean-Claude and have whoever gives a PayPal donation, PayPal tip jar, could get entered to win. That way I'd have their email address too. I think you can do as little as 99 cents. So we can do that if you guys want to check in the description below. And if you do a 99-cent or more donation, then we'll pull names.
Yes.
And
yeah, this is big. I mean, C60, this is a $50 bottle of C60 to get this size bottle. Normally, if you would pay for it, C60 is I've been taking it, guys. Again, it's not like a vitamin. It's
antioxidant. It's
an antioxidant. Very powerful antioxidant. Lisa, you probably know more about it than me.
We're gonna have Ken on again here.
Oh, nice.
So I want to pick his brain. You know, he's was part of this MUFO or MUFON or some UFO community. So he's very knowledgeable about all that, and with all that information that's coming out soon, I'd love to have him on and then talk more about C60, Purple Power, and kind of some of the quality things about it. So
Magic Torch asked what boosts testosterone naturally. So yes, guys, this is very important. Let me talk about this for a second. You don't want to take testosterone supplements in these replacement therapies. You want to avoid that at all costs if you can. Reason being because your body gets addicted to that, and then your body naturally stops producing testosterone. So if you could do it naturally, guys, the number one thing I'd say to increase testosterone is stretching. Believe it or not. Yes. By working out your legs. They say by doing squats and things of that nature, releases a lot of testosterone. So stretching your legs falls into that. Now you're also, think about it logically. You're increasing your blood flow when you're stretching. You're elongating everything. You're getting blood flow to areas that might not have optimal. Try not to be too graphic. It might not have optimal blood flow.
I'll look away.
Look away, Lisa. Son, your balls nice them too. Yeah,
this is like the third time I've heard this today, and so
that doesn't work in New Jersey. You start doing that, they arrest.
You get arrested. Yes.
Yeah. So unless I want to sit by my window and like lay. I gotta go upstairs. I don't know, like the mailman might be looking in, and I don't want to expose the Amazon guy.
Yeah.
But no, so that's two things I definitely would say. If I said just
kidding. Got caught. We got caught.
Got caught. Yeah, Cliff High, Jersey, man. You're getting people in trouble. People are we need a spot people can go to, the Cliff High
bail bond. We'll turn Uncle Cliff into a bail bondsman. He'll
start a bail bonds company, only for the crypto community, people that got caught.
That's right.
In their balls. So definitely the stretching, guys. The stretching, big for the testosterone. But working out of the legs. Say lifting weights in general is good for your testosterone. So that's the three biggies I would say to focus. And just Cliff, I said ginseng and Tonga. Yeah, I've heard Cliff talk about Tonga cod olive also increased T levels. All right, so screenshot that, guys. I think the arginine, the stuff Cliff's talking about might increase the T levels, but the arginine I'm talking about, by increasing your blood flow, is going to help kind of be like a delivery system to help deliver this into your body. Okay. You're going to get a better absorption rate. Drink more water, guys. Cut down on the sugar. You want to increase your testosterone, stop eating sugar. Sugar is a poison. Sugar, viruses feed off of sugar. Cancer feeds off of sugar. I think when people have cancer, they say to follow a low sugar diet. They give them a lot of tell them to eat a lot of greens and stuff. So that's definitely stuff that I would recommend, guys, and you guys will be feeling like freaking Superman after doing that.
Oh Lord, we got caught. So then here, Bobo Boole has some solutions for more natural solutions for
stevia, maple syrup, or honey are all great. Cliff I said cancer feeds sugar. Yes. One thing I've read into about when you do the fasting for any period of time. Now, I always say, hey, I drink my espresso and I do my chaga tea during my period when I'm fasting. And I even do a little cannabis during it and whatever. I'm not, like I said, I'm not killing, I'm not killing myself, but, they say when you do like the artificial sweeteners, even though stevia is natural, that it tricks your body into like you're having food, but it actually messes a little bit with when your body would normally be fasting, what it's doing to like chisel away at the fat.
Okay, interesting.
You want to look into this more. There's a guy, Dr. Jason Fung, I think is his name. He is on a lot of podcasts about this intermittent fasting. And again, everything for me, I do modified. I don't want to do it for that long of a period of time. My thing is I just don't eat every day until noon. And then I do my eating after that. Rather than saying, I'm going to fast for a certain period of time, I just I'll do this for 6 months and I just don't eat until noon every day. And then, and if I blow it on a Sunday and I go to breakfast with some people, right. eat, and I eat. Well, I didn't, I'm not jumping off a bridge that night because I blew the diet. Again, it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. And that's the big thing to get in everybody's mind.
So this scorn, I will tell you that when I was in the weed business, my business partner's husband had gout, which is a form of arthritis in your big toe. And she would use our bath bombs with cannabis in them, and he'd soak his feet and his gout would go away, his pain. And, and which makes sense because it's an anti-inflammatory.
Cannabis is very therapeutic. So is CBD. So there's some people like just CBD, some people like just THC, and some people like both. The idea is that if you get both THC and CBT, it amplifies the effect. So you get more of an effect from they play off of each other. That's what's cool now with cannabis. It's grown. The medical cannabis is grown so clean. So like I have my medical card. So like the stuff you get is just at a medical, it has to be grown to a certain standard with all the tests and everything. So it's definitely one of the great things that's came out of advancements in cannabis. It's keeping Johnny happy.
Happy and healthy. And that's goes back to what we're all about in the crypto world, is being, personally responsible for our health and our freedom, and personally responsible for our finances. That's just another part of it, and being prepared. So just to kind of transition, we just have a couple more minutes, but I did want to bring up your tweets about, I guess, the Venmo, PayPal. If you guys watched Ben's show earlier today, he talked about it in detail, but let's see. Did I pull up the wrong one first?
Well, let me talk about it, guys. Venmo, obviously Venmo, a lot of us use it, have it. Venmo is a very, has a young demographic to start with versus PayPal, who has more of an older demographic. They have tons of users, Venmo. So now I think they have 70 million users. So you're talking about a lot of people now that are going to have access to Litecoin. In this tweet, I said, give this a week or two until most Venmo users realize this new feature is available. And my guess is this could put a lot of buying pressure on Litecoin price. Venmo has a young demographic of users, so I am curious to see the demand this generates. Hashtag Litecoin to 1K.
So you can use your Venmo app, buy Litecoin, and then it says celebrate with a crypto sticker. So who's seeing these stickers? Other Venmo users?
Sure. I have my account on private, but a lot of people don't, and it just streams kind of like a little social media thing.
Oh, weird.
So you see who paid who, and you mark they paid somebody for food or this or that. So now people are going to see in there they bought Litecoin, they bought Litecoin, they bought Litecoin. So interesting thing, PayPal, who owns Venmo, has to hold Litecoin 1-for-1. Even though you can't withdraw the Litecoin yet from the apps.
Well, I think you can now. Isn't that the announcement, or it's coming?
They announced it's coming, yeah. So it's going to come to PayPal platform first, then it'll come to Venmo. So it's coming. But even though you can't yet, they still hold everything at a 1-to-1. But the good news is it's coming where you're going to be able to withdraw. So this is only obviously going to make it a better payment method and more of a world of money. Think about how this really bridges everything together. PayPal users, Venmo users, Litecoin users, international payments, world money, lots of users, ease of use in and out of these easy to use platforms. And now this is what we always wanted as the crypto community. Because if you can go onto the network, then you can hold the private key as
right.
So
the other great thing about this Ben brought up was, Venmo, PayPal has just set itself up to get rid of the banks. We don't need the banks. Are what, when you had explained to me about how credit cards work and processing, and the big fee is not necessarily the Visa or MasterCard fee, it's the bank that the card was written on.
Yeah.
Is what has the big fee, or who gets the big fee. Well, we don't need the bank now. If you have PayPal, or if you have Venmo and using PayPal, you can send Litecoin and skip the big bank fee.
You don't need with companies like Square or PayPal and like the Cash App and now like the Venmo app. You don't need a bank. As a kid or a younger person, they wouldn't see any need to ever have a bank, because the only reason you would need a bank is for a routing and account number, so people can send you money, like maybe your tax return, all this stuff. Well, PayPal and Venmo, the Venmo app and Cash App, they now give you a routing and account number.
Right.
You do not need a bank as a kid. So why? The only reason the banks are still important, well, they have assets and stuff and all this real estate, but to the older generation, the bank means something to them. That's the place where the money's at. And it's hard to tell people, no matter what the bank does, hard to take that away from them. No. They go into their bank. They're going to tell their bank, kind of thing. And like, it's like, and banks used to pay interest. They're back in the day, originally the dollar was backed by gold. So it's a whole unwinding of all this. So now you get kids that grow up, all they know is this, and you give them Venmo or Cash App, and then you say, hey, or you can go into this weird building, put on a mask, set up a bank account, and they're going to charge you fees. Kids are like, what? Are you insane? Why would I do that? I'm just going to use Venmo as my bank. I don't need this bank. Doesn't make sense. So
that's pretty crazy.
Banks are kind of, they're kind of toast. You'll probably see one of the big banks like buy a big crypto company, or maybe like buy a popular app, and and that'll keep them alive. Maybe they'll evolve with the times, but a lot of these big banks, I think, are
done for.
Probably going to be kind of toast.
Yeah. One of my good friends is the president of our private bank. And I was texting with her, asking her a question about something just here. And, the big banksters are having to answer to Congress today. So I haven't got to watch any of that yet. I'm curious what came out of that. But she said they were in a board meeting right now discussing things, and that she'd have to get back to me on my question. And I was like, it's
I
pretty
saw
much like a straight yes or no question.
there was something with overdraft fees I saw, and
Okay.
overdraft fees are a way that they prey on the public, and they prey on people that way. They prey on businesses that way. Businesses, they use the overdraft fees. So what they do, if you're a business and you have money that's coming into the account that day, it's called an ACH. The money's hitting your account. Well, they take every payment that came out first before that money comes in. So now, if you didn't have a positive balance, even though the money is coming in, they see it, it hits the same day, got there at the same time, they say, no, these 9 payments, we're giving you an overdraft fee on each one. They make a lot of money from this. I've seen people's bank statements where there's thousands of dollars in overdraft fees for 1 month. And it becomes where the people get used to paying it. I had one business fighting with me why they have to pay these fees. And they were fighting with me that they have to live this way because they can't get ahead, not even the one day to get ahead. And I said, but you're paying on average $1,200 a month in overdraft fees. I said, this is a lot of money. And it just becomes, they get used to it. And so it's sick. Yeah, poor people are the ones who suffer. Yeah, poor people and businesses. Most businesses are poor. They're not doing good. They're not Michael Saylor where they're doing debt to buy Bitcoin, and they're not. They're struggling to turn the lights on and pay the bills. So that's.
Speaking of that, I took inspiration from Uncle Cliff talking about his bet on Main Street bet with him and his buddies that have gotten wealthy from crypto, from his bots, giving information over the years. And I'm trying to launch this effort, and I'm going to be having some opportunities to speak at some events that I'm really excited about. And I just got an email from Robert Beadle, so I was like, oh, sorry, it's part of the excitement of what we're doing. But actually, we're going to do create a movement called Bet on Main Street, and that's where when these local businesses are struggling like this, and having trouble staying open and following all these guidelines, and from the infection and all this stuff and all the lockdowns, we can vote with our energy, with our funds. And so yesterday, I took Kritianya and her daughter and we were up in Guthrie checking out some woo-woo stuff. And we went to a little local diner and had lunch, and I tipped 100% or close to 100%.
I saw your tweet. That was a big boss move, Lisa. Boss.
And I wrote hashtag Bet on Main
Bet
Street.
on Main Street on the receipt.
Yeah.
I see it.
And Jim Flanagan's helping me work on an app. We're trying to find a way to have an interactive map where you can go to your local stores, restaurants, things that you can support, and then take a little screenshot, tag yourself on the map, geolocate yourself, and we want to just see it blow up.
I've actually done some of this myself, Lisa. Last Friday, I was going to pick up I had to pick up a building material, and it was too big for the vehicle I had. So, I had to cut it and all this stuff. And the kid came over and said, hey, do you need a hand, and help me cut it quick? And I'm not good with tools. And this kid did it. And it was so fast. And I reached in my pocket, and I had a couple 20s in there, and I just handed him a $20 bill.
Awesome.
And he goes, what's this for? I said, you help me out, man. I said, I would have been freaking sweating out here and struggling and stressing.
Yeah.
I said, you just made my day. And he was like, whoa. And he was just like, another thing is you have people's attention for a second too. So if you want to throw out something real quick, hey, look into Litecoin, or hey,
That's right.
or whatever you want to throw out there to them. You have people's attention for that splits. And I did the same thing again. I went to pick up another material that I needed for something else. And the kid that brought him out threw him in my car for me. So I only had a 10 in my pocket, but I reached in my pocket and I handed him a $10 bill, and he was very amazed. And I don't think enough people are tipping anymore. And I think part of the reason is there's not a lot of people, not a cash economy. People don't carry cash.
Mm-hmm.
People don't think. A lot of people don't think about this. There just became, we need these private businesses. Lisa, this Bet on Main Street thing you're talking about, mm-hmm. These businesses are our last bastion of freedom. Unless big corporations that take over, and we know the game they play, this wokeism thing.
And then they hold all the resources, and if you don't follow their rules, you can't feed your family.
Yeah.
Because if you don't put the mask on, you can't come in the store.
Can't come in the store.
So we need to support our local and
big time. And I'm big on this, and not only tipping, I'm big with the equipment I give people that are like-minded, willing to. So guys, any business, if they need like a cash register makeover, and as long as they're kind of have a similar view and they're not doing this whole mask agenda thing, and
you're not communists, or
I'm willing to hook them up with some equipment, and that's my way to kind of give back. And there's other movements too at the local level. So a lot of people are rising up to fight the mask mandates in schools and different things, and so I'd say donate towards a little bit of that, because money towards these little private movements goes a long way. That's a lot better than sometimes donating towards like national like things that your money probably gets lost.
Right. Well, and this is like, no one's supposed to make money on this except the local business people.
This is helping the local businesses. Exactly.
Serving, tip your waiters and waitresses more than you would normally. And that's what I'm hoping is it does get their attention. Like you said, when you pay somebody or give them money, you have their attention at least for a minute. And if they go look up hashtag Bet on Main Street and find out that it's these crypto people that got wealthy in crypto or silver, whatever, listening to people like Uncle Cliff and moving into this transition, and then focusing and having our voice and our energy go to where we want it to go. And we can do that by betting on Main Street and shopping at our local places and supporting
love it
businesses.
Love it, Lisa. Love it. Well, I'm going to keep
excited about it.
I'm going to keep I'll try to remember to take a picture of something like a tip I give or something.
Yeah.
Or something, or a video, and hashtag Bet on Main Street.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you so much for joining me today and giving me all the good information. I'm going to try my intermittent fasting this next week and see if I can go on the beach in Miami and not feel self-conscious.
You'll be fine. You'll be great down there. So Litecoin Lisa is taking Miami by storm.
I'll be there for sure. Hopefully no storms. All right, you guys, take care and remember to love one another. Take care.